Alright, before anyone starts saying all this shit like,
Oh my god! This is Endgame and Infinity War came out 2019-18.
you can't talk about this is old news. Fuck you, nigga, I don't give a shit. This is my channel, and I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Just get with the program, alright? Just get with it. I was inspired to talk about this because I seen weird-ass, fucking dumbass opinions being spread around on the internet about Thanos for quite a while, actually. These have been, these opinions and all these dogshit opinions have been spreading around the internet ever since Endgame, and scratch that. Ever since Infinity War came out, I've been seeing these dumb fuck opinions spread around the internet. Like, there were more of them around the time the movie came out, but unfortunately, they have not gone away. And to be fair, they're opinions that I somewhat had, but that was just me having a lack of understanding on the issues that Thanos himself decided to, kind of solve. See, of course, as all of us who have seen the movie have known already, Thanos' main goal essentially was to cut populations in half all across the universe in order to save resources in all planets all across the universe. That was his motivation and that was his goal. And as you should know. If you don't know, then why are you watching this video? This was kickstarted by Thanos pretty much witnessing the negative effects of a resource shortage on his own planet, and he saw his own people pretty much die off because of shortage of resources. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend I know everything about population. I know everything about like how resources work and all this and that and the other, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus is around anybody with a functioning brain. Thanos' solution to this problem was idiotic. Cutting the population in half does not fix a resource crisis. If anything, all it does is delay the inevitable. And the inevitable being that a resource crisis is kind of unrealistic from what I understand. Don't quote me on that. But I do know for a fact that now pretty much all resource shortages are completely manufactured, and that is by capitalism. I will not argue on this. That's not what this video is about. I'm here to talk about Thanos' goals. One opinion that I've seen about this is that some people are saying
Thanos was correct.
Very five-headed take if you ask me. Sorry, six-head take. Amazing, flawless, critical thinking skills put to work there. All of you who have come to that conclusion based on watching Infinity War and Endgame. Good job. But no, people literally think that Thanos was correct, and that's what makes him a good villain. Stupid, I know. And a secondary opinion attached to that is that because Thanos was a good villain in Infinity War, he was a terrible villain in Endgame. Because this line was a retcon of his amazing, gripping, awesome character, because he was based in the first movie, and they ruined that in Endgame with this line.
I thought by eliminating half of life, the other half would thrive. But you've shown me that's impossible. And as long as there are those that remember what was, there will always be those that are unable to accept what can be. I know what I must do. I will shred this universe down to its last atom, and then create a new one, teeming with life, that knows not what it has lost, but only what it has been given.
Look how they massacred my boy.
It's a stupid opinion. It's a stupid opinion. Second opinion, that makes no sense. You ready for this? Thanos was a bad villain. You heard me right. That is a stupid, dog shit, small-brained take. If your takeaway from watching both movies is that Thanos is a bad villain, you don't understand Thanos as a character or as a villain at all. Both parties who have these opinions,
Oh, Thanos is a good villain because his motivation makes sense and his plan makes sense, but they ruined it in Endgame, blah 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 blah.
and this opinion,
Oh, Thanos was a bad villain because his plan makes no sense.
dog shit takes. Both of them dog shit takes. The second opinion has a little bit more merit, because his plan does absolutely make zero sense. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what makes him a good villain. Oh yeah, you heard me right. Thanos' plan makes zero sense and it is fucking stupid. That's what makes him a compelling villain. Allow me to explain, my nigga. When it comes to Thanos as a character and as a villain, you want to know what the core thing that you see in Thanos throughout all of his dialogue and throughout all of his interactions throughout both movies. You want to know the main thing that remained consistent? It's his God complex.
Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am. I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy. This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
That's the thing with Thanos. It's not about resources. It's not about anything. It's not about him trying to save the universe or anything like that. It's literally all about his God complex. Think about how he interacts with all of the heroes that he encounters. People think Thanos is a great villain because he was right. And you want to know why they think that? Because Thanos was calm and mostly respectful in his interactions with most of the heroes in Infinity War.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
I was a child when you took me
I saved you.
because you murdered half the planet.
A small price to pay for salvation.
A lot of dumb fucks fell for that. It's all aesthetics. They fell for the aesthetics when it came to Thanos. I'm not bullshitting you. Because of Thanos' demeanor and the way he interacted with people, they actually fell for his manipulation, for lack of a better word, because he has a messiah complex. He portrays himself as a messiah. He convinces the audience that he's doing all of this for a noble cause. And it's hilarious that the audience fell for that, but the heroes within Infinity War and Endgame saw through the bullshit and saw him for the danger he actually was. Not only that, I think Thanos even convinced himself that he was doing this for a noble cause. And you can see this shit playing out when you see him in Endgame, when Thanos decides to change his plan to like annihilate all the universe instead of half. Because it's not about anything but his own messiah complex, his own God complex. It's not about saving the universe, it's about fueling his desire to be some kind of fucking God or savior, or this God complex can manifest in whatever makes him feel good, basically. Because when Thanos changed his plan, it wasn't a retcon. To me, it was him showing his true colors as a psychotic titan with a huge ass fucking ego God complex. And I know what you're thinking.
But what about the part where at the end of Infinity War, where after he snapped everyone out of existence, he decided to live a humble life on a farm. You see, it's not about him being a god. He truly believed in it.
Like I said before, I honestly believe he convinced himself that he was doing this for a noble cause, when in reality it was all about his God complex. And to be honest with you, I don't think when it comes to this part of his character, it's not about proving this shit to everyone, to the universe or whatever. I think he's proving this to himself, and only himself, which is why he's perfectly comfortable living a humble little farmer's life after the fight was over, because the only applause that Thanos needs after everything is said and done was his own. Because that's the thing sometimes when it comes to people with inflated egos. It's not always about, the applause of everyone around them. Sometimes the only applause they really need is their own. And that can be just as toxic as seeking the applause and attention of others. But yeah, that's my interpretation of Thanos as a villain. I know, several years too late, but I don't give a shit. I felt like talking about this because I saw like a post about this on Twitter, and I was just like, God, a bunch of dumb fuck takes. Like, I just gotta say this right now. If you're writing something, if you like writing a story, a lot of people fall into this trap, and I think lately, like a lot of movies coming out, people have gotten more accustomed to this idea that like a villain needs to have a motive or a goal even that makes a lot of sense or is even noble in order to be a good villain. Not really. I'm sorry, not really. Your villain's goal does not have to make any logistic sense. Not really. As long as it works for the character and it fits the character, it can be really, really good writing regardless. I think that's the trap that people fell for when it came to Thanos as a character, which is why they had a hard time like understanding his core motives to begin with. Because it's so attached to like this idea that a good villain needs to have a motive that makes sense. But that's not always the case. Not always. People don't make sense. Not everyone has motives that make sense. Not everyone has goals that make sense or even realistic. Because, I'm sorry, we're only human. Not everything, we're not always the most rational creatures. So yeah, when you write stories like that, keep in mind, your villain or even the hero's goals don't always have to make sense. It has to make sense for them. I'm just putting it out there for all the people, all the aspiring writers and whatnot. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that is my piece. I have said my take. I have thrown my opinion out there into the ether for y'all to listen to. So yeah, have fun. Good luck with that. And peace.